Okay. Controlling sources with some input, some controller like the keyboard. We have done that already in the last part, and for the sake of completion, I will show you two other views in Vimix that you sooner or later you will use them as they are necessary, I would say. So let's jump into we have, so at the moment, this is where we left off, right? The input mapping, I will just get rid of that for the moment. And we're going to press the F3 key, F2, I'm sorry. So, called the geometry view in F2. So, to see something there, we would have to take a source and place it somewhere visible. And there you go. Basically, nothing much to say here besides you can just transform your sources, the geometry, right? Like often in other views, you have these little, this little menu, this little drop-down menu, where you can, I will show you crop mode in just a second, where you can reset the shape, or you can reset the rotation if you rotated it. You can center it if it's off center, or you can restore aspect ratio, or you can just make it full screen, somehow full screen, just for your output window full screen, right? Okay. Something that is could be a little confusing in the beginning is this one. This will be explained better if we are in the next part, having a look at the layers view. Just to show you a quick preview. Vimix offers you this great view of which source is where. So it's basically separated into foreground, workspace I think it's called, and the background. And depending on where you put one of these layers, it's over or beneath another one. So below or over another one, right? Not going to explain much here at the moment. Focusing on that little icon in the geometry view. You have exactly these different. Let's call them layer, because it's called layer here. So why shouldn't I stick with the terms that we know implemented, right? Okay, the layers. So you can by the digits here, you can say how many sources are where in which layer. So moving these around would mean one in the foreground, two in the workspace, and one in the background. Having exact these digits here, if you make them visible. If they're not visible, they will not show up here. So this is just a little, just for completion. Haven't used it that much, but I guess it's really handy if you're dealing with a lot of sources at the same time and cannot see which is active where and what. So choosing one of these layers, you can just grab the ones that are in the layer, right? Okay, so nothing much to say about this. Oh, yeah, of course there is. So we'll just move everything out of the view. We now can choose, here you can see there's one active layer at the moment in the workspace area. We can choose that, or we can even go with all of them and choose it. Okay. And then we have these different modes here. So shape mode would be just as you can change the basic geometry of your picture, move it around wherever you want. And you have the crop mode, slightly different. It's kind of a mask, a very basic mask that you can use to show only what you are interested in. So this would be a crop, and then there's another little thing in crop mode. If you're in crop mode, you can see these little corners here. You could move them and somehow distort your picture if you're maybe projecting if you're projecting not perpendicular to something, then you could just distort this in a way that you want. Of course, there are options to reset all of this in this menu, reset distortion, and then we would be back to normal. We even reset crop, right, and reset the delay video output. Now there we are, back to normal. Okay, that's all for this, and we are going to have a quick again a quick look at the layers view. It's a pretty good idea to keep your sources organized in this way, just to know what happens where. And I mean, just because I did it wrong a few times in the ongoing tutorial, sometimes if you can even double click here and get these options. Sometimes if you are in a different blending mode, like subtract, this would mean that this would subtract. This would mean that subtraction is only working for everything that is underneath, as you can see here. So if I push this layer under the gradient here, it's not subtracting anymore. It would only subtract this one because it's underneath, right? So to show you there, this would be a subtraction of this neural net. Okay, yeah, for a basic understanding of layers, I think that's just enough. Just keep in mind that there is this feature, and if your output is sometimes not showing what you expect it to, have a look at the layers. This is, I think this is a very common issue that I always run into because I'm not organizing well. So next thing to have a look at is texturing. So if you are interested, stay with me.